What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to do a complete walkthrough and detailed breakdown of the all-new Dagger Kayaks SuperNova. I know a lot of you guys have seen this boat around. I did a lot of prototype testing. I released some videos in the past, but I'm letting you guys know this is 100% production quality, ready to go in stores now, Dagger SuperNova. This is not the prototype that you've seen me paddling. This is one of the first ones out of the mold. At the time of this video, you should be able to go ahead and place orders and get one in the store. I know people that's already bought one and got one, so don't give me no crap. Oh, it's a Dagger boat, it's going to take forever to get it. But you know what? They're here, and I know people that have them. Yeah, I suggest you guys order them now. Get one now if you want one. Don't wait and then say, okay, I can't get one, blah, blah, blah. Dagger's not making boats. Well, you should have bought one when they came out. Got good quality boats. They're in high demand. You sell out fast. Enough on that. For all you guys that want to just skip forward and see the walkthrough or my final thoughts on this boat, I added chapters so you can scrub through the timeline and skip over, but I'm going to break down what the SuperNova is. Let's bring Slicey back. The last boat that I had for Dagger, the last real actual full slice boat, was the Dagger Id. The Id was the last boat that Dagger made. This is 2002. This is 2022. How about that? So exactly 2 decades later, we have another full slice boat. And one of the things that I had learned, because I've paddled the medieval, the centrifuge, ultrafuge, the ego, super ego, and you know, there was 3 sizes of the Id, but it was kind of useless. The one size of the Id that I like was the 7.0. And one thing that I wanted to see was, I love the ego on how it had this spooned up rocker in the end. So it had this spooned up rocker with big, generous knee humps, but the problem with the egos, it had a very tiny tail and it was extremely unbalanced. Then, learning from that, they went and they did the Id, which had a big fat tail back here, but then too much of a thin bow. But it was a really good boat. I really liked the Id a lot. So when I was talking to the design team, what if we combine both of those, of getting the Dagger Super Ego style bow with the generous knee humps in with the nice kind of voluminous tail, which is really cool. I mean, it balances out really nicely, by the way. So enough about the backstory of it. One thing with Dagger, you'll notice that when they release a design, they want longevity in the designs. And when they had this project, it definitely had to be 2 sizes, just like the Ego, Super Ego, Ultrafuge, Centrifuge. You're not going to cover it with one size and say, oh, they can just outfit it and make it work. Well, that works to an extent, but when it comes to full slice boats, I can tell you guys that is not something that's a good idea. You need at least 2 sizes, 3 sizes if possible, but I get it. It's a tough sell. This is not something you want to make 3 molds out of. Let's do 2 molds. Let's size it appropriately, and let's move on. I would consider this a medium large. It's not a big, huge boat. It's bigger than a lot of the full slices out there, but it's not. It's definitely bigger than the Mixmaster, smaller than the Home Slice. It's caught somewhere in between those, the Mixmaster 7.5 and the Home Slice. Oh yeah, I will break down the specs for you guys. This thing comes in at 7 foot 9 inches. That's almost 8 feet of length in a full slice. That's pretty cool. I like a longer full slice for surfing and running the river and getting back up on those waves and holes. It's 27 inches wide, which is a very wide boat for a full slice. It's 38 pounds, so it's less than 40 pounds. Weight range on the SuperNova, I'm going to say, you know, I know Dagger gives it 250. They just give you a max, but I'm going to say about 150 to 250. I give a 100-pound weight range. You get below 150, this thing's going to swallow you up. It's just going to be way too much boat for you at below 150. You need to look into the Nova. Volume, I know a lot of you guys want to know the volume. I actually reached out, Snowy, and I had to twist him arm and promise him a lot of favors to give me the exact volume. So volume is calculated by the CAD, and volume, as we always say, it's not how much volume, it's where the volume is placed. You can see the knee hump here and the volume here and the width in the center. So the volume on the SuperNova is 55 gallons of volume. There you go, guys. All you people that were hitting me up and wanting to know the volume, it is 55 gallons. Does it matter? No, but you know what? I got the specs for you, so there you go. Along with the specs, this color is the Vapor color. I really like this color a lot. It's the blue with kind of like citron types scattered amongst it. So the SuperNova will be available in 4 colors: Vapor, Snowy, which is an all white, and Snowy, obviously a throwback to Snowy. Real cool. I love it. Let's do it. Red and Aurora. Aurora's that faded type gray. I'm glad that they got rid of the line. No more line stuff. They don't have this in Cosmos. They traded out. They only do 4 colors. They traded out Cosmos for Snowy. So that's the colors, guys. And it retails at $14.99. Let's go ahead and let's get into the walkthrough and start breaking down the boat now. So checking out here at the stern, you notice no drain plug. Once again, you know, there's always that debate. You know, the Piranha Ripper 2 didn't have a drain plug, and they caught a lot of slack on it. I get it. I don't think you need a drain plug. When you start getting too thin back here, you can't put a drain plug anyway. You use the big drain plug in the center, which is called the cockpit, especially on boats like this. Don't worry about the drain plug, everybody. I'll show you kind of the rocker. One thing that you'll notice there, I know this isn't completely flat, but you're looking at 9 inches of rocker on the tail, which is like nicely spooned up, so you're able to get back on that rocker really good. You see these deck lines. These deck lines do 2 purposes. Number one, it just kind of adds some styling back here, but also these deck lines build in structure so your stern doesn't want to fold. You see how tough this stern is? I'm pulling on that as hard as I can, and that's good because you can only get a foam wall to about right here. So if you build in structure there and on the hull, there's these deck lines that adds a nice structure, and you could see they're pretty high deck lines. So yeah, good job on that, Dagger, adding that. And you know, they also look good. These deck lines look good. SuperNova graphic, yeah, I mean, it's a name, SuperNova. You guys, it is what it is. I like the name. I think it's great. There's the Nova, the SuperNova. Good name. The little button, that button holds in the back stern wall because obviously there's no ridges back here for holding the stern wall. So that's screwed into a bracket that's inside the stern wall so it doesn't go side to side. Big metal grab handles. Oh, I always love Dagger's grab handles. Very easy to get your hand up under. Security bolts. Those are Torx 25 security. Nice security bolts into strong inserts. Dagger logo on the bar, looks nice, works extremely well for tying, and they're in great location for tying down to the car, for grabbing this boat, picking it up over your head. Cockpit rim, Dagger's normal cockpit rim, 3419, large size cockpit. Nothing's changed in the cockpit rim. Seat bolts. You know what? I'll move back to the outfitting. Let me go ahead and move forward more with the deck. Dagger logo, they went with the old school Dagger logo. There was a dilemma here. They had this kind of, they asked several people, I got included on this too, what do I think about the old school Dagger logo? I actually wanted a specialized logo for this boat. I wanted a full-on kind of old school meets new school, kind of like old school but with cursive and bigger. But you know, I get it that in manufacturing it costs money. That'd be another design. That'd be a whole new MIG that they'd have to order. So I get it. So they went with the old school Dagger logo to throw back to like the old school Dagger full slice. Could it have been better? Yes, I think it could have been better. I'd like to have seen something different, but you know what? In a perfect world, we get everything we want, but I'm not in a perfect world. I don't know about you. Moving on up here to the knee humps. If you notice, these are very high knee humps, which puts my knee about right here above this G. So if my knee's here, my foot's actually right here. And here's the knee, here's the foot bumps. This is a very generous sitting boat. I've let a wide range of people paddle this boat, and guys up to about 6'6" and about with size 14 foot have fit in this boat comfortably with no pain, which is amazing when you think of design, because you can design it with these higher knee humps, which brings the foot back, which puts the foot more in this region here. Very good, very well designed, very well thought up. Once again, you see these deck lines. It adds structure to that foot bump, because one thing is, you add a lot of foam in the bow, you push it up, and you'll distort your boat and make it wide. You ever see the old school full slice boats and they'd be all swollen up in the front from all the foam in the front? That's because there's no structure up here. This has structure that holds all that in place. Very good idea. Another smart move by Dagger. Bow handle, you know, in a good location for tying down to your car, picking the boat up. Nicely done. Dagger logo, always cool. There you go. The Dagger logo right in your big face all the time. Look at this bow rocker. Wow. So here's something that I definitely wanted. I was really happy to see. Let's go ahead and measure this, because I was happy to see this. You're looking at a little over 10 inches of bow rocker, which I know this isn't completely flat. I get it, guys. So you're looking at 10 inches of bow rocker in the front, and it's very wide up here, which makes this thing beautiful for busting out of things and river running. Because what's the point of a full slice if it sucks downriver and it's terrible to paddle? That was addressed, and I really like that a lot. All right, so enough about the deck. I think we've covered everything on the deck. Let's go ahead and let's move to the outfitting. All right, the outfitting. Let's go ahead and start breaking down the outfitting. Nothing really new with the outfitting except for maybe a couple of things. One thing is you got the Dagger Contour Ergo seating system, which is the tank style seat. This got a ratcheted back band, really nice. Seat adjustments right here. Loosen these two bolts. You go forward and back. Hip pads, you can move them up, you can move them forward. They're on Velcro, so you can move it around. Seat, ratcheted leg lifter, beautiful. One thing you're going to notice is with this boat, you got very good outfitting, super comfortable. This seat is something new for Dagger. This is a smaller tank style seat. This is not their old one. This is not the one you see in the Nomads, the Phantom, the Codes. This is a different style seat. This is a different style step out pillar. Check it out. I've got a full Nalgene bottle that you can fit in there easily. Nalgene bottle goes in there nicely. I usually run my sponge back here. I keep a sponge with me, but I usually just cram it behind my seat wall. I like running a Nalgene bottle there. Throw rope fits nicely right there. Look how nice. These are adjustable, so you can run a throw rope. All right, cover the water bottle there. Step out pillar. Look at this. One thing that you're gonna notice, this has a full-on rotomolded step out pillar, and the deck is extremely sturdy with that. I am not afraid of this boat being folded on me, not with that step out pillar and all that down in there. Very nice. Adjustable thigh hooks. I did move my seat forward 1 inch, so obviously when I move my seat forward, I move my thigh braces forward to adjust the thigh braces. Loosen, take this bolt all the way out, loosen that, slide it forward. Ratcheted back bands, always nice to have. Very good. So I get a lot of questions on how does the foot foam work. Well, let me show you guys. Let me set that up now. When you get the boat, this is what's going to be in the bow of the boat. It's shaped like this. The SuperNova has more put in it. The Nova has less put in it. You'll also get this bag, and this bag will have your hip pad shims in it. Let's go ahead and open it up. Extra pieces like this to go in there. Paperwork like that. A sticker tool like that. You'll get a bag of hip pad shims like that. I took some out of there. They're wedges and they're flat pieces. You get a seat pad. You're also going to get, I wish there was more instructions on how to use this. I got several questions on how to outfit these boats. I'll do a separate video on how to outfit it, how I outfit my SuperNova. So let's go ahead. And a lot of times I take the tools and I just like make sure I tighten everything up and I stick it down in my stern wall. So I always, if you don't like it there, I had someone tell me that theirs fell out. I go mine all the way down so it locks onto the handle, but you can go in from the side and kind of go through the side so it won't fall out on you. So now the foot block. So what you see here is a throwback once again to some older, I think the Centrifuge Ultrafuge had something like this in it. This is a rotomolded, obviously theirs was thermoform, but this is rotomolded. My guess is it's a two-part mold that they cut and they trim and shape. It fits down in the bow of the boat like that. And what that does, because it gives the foam a good platform so it doesn't get all crushed down in the bow. Very smart, I like that. Very functional. And it has this strap. So imagine it's inside the boat, behind the wall. To get this out, it was a little bit of a nightmare because my theory is they're putting this in and then they're building the kayak behind it. I can tell you what happened to me. This buckle was turned around on the bottom and I could not access the buckle. It was a nightmare to get this thing out of here. What I did, if that ever happens, you guys go in and pull out sections of these the best you can. You can be a little violent with it, pull it out. It shrinks it down and it gives you the ability to get all this out. But you will not get that one out and that one out until all of this comes out, because you can't fit it around the wall, because once it's built, it's hard to get it in and out. But you know what, that's pretty minor. You can reach in there, you want to loosen that up like that, and then pull out blocks of it like this. See how I can just pull out each wedge I can pull out. Now see how I can go smaller, and then I'll tighten it back up like that, and see how I just shrunk that down, 4 inches like that. And when I want to add to it, I'll just add it all in there. And honestly, after I paddle this, after I show you guys this, I'm gonna glue it all down and make it nice and solid in there, because it's not fitting in there the best. So I wanna have it all glued down, because it is a little bit, it does come loose, and I'm worried about it flying out going down the highway. I thought it looked a little corny at first, and I was wondering how it was going to work, but you know what? Dagger did a good job on that. Nice job on the foot block system. All right, there we go. I covered all of the outfitting. I covered the deck. Let's roll it over and look at the business. I know all you guys want to see the hull. Let's look at the edges. This is exciting. I was very excited when I seen it. This was actually a surprise to me, and it takes a lot to surprise me with kayaks, but this surprised me. Putting it on its side, I'll let you guys see how thin this area is. Very thin right there. Little serial number indentation right there. Super thin. Very thin, then it starts widening up right here, gets very wide in the center, stays extremely wide, and then drastically drops down and gets very smooth cartwheels, very thin tips right there. So now the hull, look at this hull. This is something that really impressed me. If anybody knows what this hull is, if you look, it's very similar to the Delirious, the Pre-On Delirious hull. Very smooth. As soon as I seen this, I recognized it right away. I've been around for way too long, and I've seen a lot of different kayaks, so I knew exactly. It's a modified Delirious. It's not identical, by the way. It's similar but not identical. The gap here, I will have a comparison video to the Delirious at the end of this video. If you guys want to watch that, I'll show you kind of like the difference in these hulls. The gap is a little different here, but look at how it starts out at the bow. The edges run from bow to stern. It's a very sharp, aggressive edge, like a drop chine. You see how the hull is high here, super flat, very flat and planing, drops off. Nice edge here with a little bit of bubble, like a little bit of taper that comes down, and very smooth. This boat paddles extremely well on a wave. This is a beautiful wave boat. I love this boat. By the way, it's not a flat water cartwheel machine because of the volume, the way the volume is. You want to get an old school boat and sit there and do a bunch of flat water cartwheels and look cool in eddy lines, good for you. This is made for working a hull, working a wave, and paddling the river. That's exactly what I want out of a full slice. I want to be able to just tear up the river and downriver freestyle instead of just setting in eddy lines and doing a bunch of flat water cartwheels. Given you can do it if you're strong enough, and it will impress me if you guys throw down a lot of cartwheels in this, but yeah, you can definitely see I've been paddling it. I put it through its paces pretty hardcore. I just got back from Colorado. I've been wearing out the Colorado rivers. Nice hard edge, very smooth for spinning on a wave. Really like this hull a lot. Extremely well done. Good job on Dagger for making a good kind of mix of everything of Super Ego, Delirious, and Id. Wow, what a combination. I really like this combination a lot. I think you guys are gonna like this boat. Let me roll it back over and let's do it. All right, everybody, that's all I got on the Dagger SuperNova. You guys leave in the comments below what you think of this design. If you think you're gonna get one or you have something that you might think is similar to this. In my opinion, this is the best full slice I have ever paddled in my entire life. You guys can take that for what it's worth. I have paddled a lot of full slice boats, and this is by far one of the best full slices I've ever paddled. And I know what you're saying. So what does it retail? Retailing at $14.99. Does it justify buying a brand new full slice in today's market? You get one, you get super comfortable outfitting. You get a lifetime limited warranty. Dagger has a lifetime limited warranty on their hulls, a warranty on their outfitting. Very well designed. The older full slice are getting harder and harder to find. Really enjoyed this boat a lot. I've been paddling it for over a year. I know that sounds crazy. I've been paddling this for over a year off and on, from the prototype stagings to now the full production one. If you got any more questions on the boat, I can do my best to answer any of your questions. I know a lot about this. I will have some comparison videos, so I'll put some at the end of this video so you can check those out, where I compared it to like the Centrifuge, the Delirious. I will have the Super Ego, several ones. I just need to get around to editing them. I'm having too much fun paddling this damn thing. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for watching, and let's go shred the river up. Let's do it. Woo! SuperNova.